Fit to inspire.
Go. Yeah. Push. All the way through. Go.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Fit to Inspire YouTube channel. Glad you guys can make it again. I am Roderick Brothers, and for those who this is your first time, welcome. For those who have been here before, like I said, welcome back. We hit a home run with this one, people, man. We got a great, man, a dope young lady that we got to come in here, man. I'm like honored, man. I can't even wait to get it started, man. She's a psychologist, bodybuilder. She is a figure competitor and a personal trainer. She is Jazzy Marie. What's going on with you, lady?
Hi, everyone. How are you?
They doing good. Now they get to look at you and not me, right? So let's get this bad boy started. So I always like to ask people this, what ignited your fitness fire? What got you going into this journey?
Good question. It's kind of a long story, so I'll just go for it, and you tell me if you want me to add
Make it
more.
happen. The people want to hear. Don't y'all want to hear? See, they say yeah.
All right. So I started lifting weights when I was 13 years old, and I always admired the girls in the fitness magazines. I always wanted to look like the girls on the cover of Oxygen magazine.
Right,
but like many young women, I was confused about how to go about it. I would read one thing, then read another, and a lot of my friends seemed to be able to eat whatever they wanted and look thin, but for some reason growing up I was always a little bit chunkier. Out of my 3 best friends, I was always the chunkiest, and always my clothes were a little bit tighter, and but out of the 3 of us, I was the only one that wanted to look like a bodybuilder, so which was kind of ironic. So I started lifting weights, and I started just kind of doing whatever I found in articles. And so how I started out was I figured, well, I'll just try to eat as little as possible. Well, that didn't work because then I was hungry all the time.
Right.
So then when I was younger, about 11 years old, I remember on Thanksgiving, I felt like I ate too much, and I said, well, maybe I can just throw up and I would feel better. So that was the first time that I made myself throw up. And for 7 years, I actually threw up my food from age 11 to around age 19. I was diagnosed with Bulimia Nervosa, which is an eating disorder.
So for 7 years, you ate your food and threw it up?
Yeah, so I tried as much as I could not to eat at school or in public, and then when I would get home or I was home alone, I would eat a large quantity of food and then purge. So that's throwing up. Yes, so I kept it a pretty good secret. A few of my best friends knew about it and were really supportive for me. I was only hospitalized once in high school, so it was a rough road. But there was one person that was extra supportive. My husband, which I met in 8th grade, Joe Fisher.
The job, Joe Fisher?
Yes.
All the dudes out there jealous now. Look, I can see their face. You see their faces? They pissed. She very dang. Oh, but they also probably like cutting off the YouTube now.
Oh no, come back.
The women will stay though, the girls will stay. The girls will stay. Continue, sorry.
Oh my goodness. So I met my husband in 8th grade, and he was really supportive and helped me kind of work through some of my body image issues. Now, bulimia nervosa, like many eating disorders, is a lifelong addiction and struggle. So the thought is always in the person's mind, and there are chances that you could relapse. So bodybuilding, I'll talk about this more later, bodybuilding has actually helped me get that under control.
Wow.
And helped me develop a good relationship with food, which I never had when I was younger. So in high school, I played a multitude of sports. I've always been very athletic and very active. I was a cheerleader for 4 years.
Okay.
I was in show choir. I was a soccer player for 4 years. I was the only female wrestler at the Euclid High School. Coach Chuseri.
I need to find out where they allowing people to have this extra time in the day, because that's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I need to sign up for that.
I had a very tight schedule in high school. I was a pole vaulter. I was the first female pole vaulter at Normandy High School. And then I also discovered rugby my junior and senior year of high school. I ended up playing in high school. I was captain in high school. I was captain in college. And then I also played for U19, U23, and senior select side. So I very much so missed rugby. And I don't think I played my last game. I'll be back.
So rugby is rugby is basically football without the equipment, right?
That's pretty much, yeah. It's like a mix of
Lord.
football and soccer, and it's continuous play for 80 minutes, so when there's a tackle, we keep going.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
it's a lot of fun.
I remember playing that as a kid, like a little kid.
Kill the carrier?
You ain't care, yeah.
Yeah.
We called it a dino man. Whoever got the ball, like you would run, and you know what I'm saying, everybody's trying to get you. Yeah. I would never have played it in high school though. I was no. But go ahead.
So then in college, I was a straight A student. In undergrad, I majored in family studies. I got a minor in psychology and a concentration in human sexuality. But I worked hard and I played just as hard. I started drinking on the weekends, and I went to Ohio University, which was a party school. And though I was a straight A student, on the weekends I would cut loose. And we all know that drinking means extra calories and bad decisions with food. Yes. So I said, well, in order to compensate for the drinking, I will eat 1,200 calories a day, and I will do an hour of cardio in the morning and an hour of cardio at night, and I will lift as many weights as I can. And on the day that I'm going to drink, I'm just not going to eat. And then the next day, I'll do 2 hours of cardio right when I wake up, and it'll just undo all the calories.
Hey, that's a great plan.
And you can guess how that plan ended up.
It didn't work out?
It did not work out.
Ooh.
I ended up, I started college as a size 5, and I ended college as a size 12, not the good, thick kind of size 12.
Wow.
I was the chubby college chick, and I had very low self-esteem.
So you worked out every day and did cardio.
Yes.
But you still couldn't out-train what you were doing.
No.
Man. So y'all see, y'all listen, and y'all see that all y'all, oh, I can do whatever I want to do as long as I'm working out. That's a lie.
It's not true. So, back to your initial question.
Right.
One morning, after a very fun evening, I woke up not feeling so well. So I thought, well, I'll go on Facebook for a little bit. And Facebook suggested that I become friends with someone because we knew each other through high school. Stephanie Swoboda.
Okay.
She was the female football player, the kicker, number 88 at our high school. Okay. And I admired her in high school, and I really admire her still today, and I will tell you why. I messaged Stephanie, and I looked at her profile, and her profile picture literally took my breath away. She was standing on a beach in Florida. She had six-pack abs, she was smiling, but even more than that, I looked into her portfolio, and she was in school to become a physical therapist, getting her doctorate degree, which is one of my goals in the future, not to get a doctorate in physical therapy, but to obtain a doctorate degree. And she was living in Florida, which is where my heart is. Yeah. I love Miami, and I love the warm weather.
Most people in Cleveland, their heart is in Florida.
Right. It's not here, no. So I messaged her, and I basically said, girl, you look awesome, please help me. Like, I want to know, tell me what you did. I'm desperate. I told her what I was doing and how I struggled with bulimia in the past. And even since at this point, I had stopped throwing up my food, I was just so uncomfortable in my body. And I worked out more than anyone I knew, but I just wasn't seeing the results. Right. So God bless Stephanie. She messaged me back, even though she was studying for her doctorate, even though she was on contest prep. And she sent me this long, detailed response about what contest prep was, how she got into it, and she was very blunt but very polite in telling me, like, this is not some quick fix. This is a lifestyle, this is a change. And I looked at my husband at the time, and I looked at him and I said, you know what it's like to look at someone that has everything that you want and watch them living a life that you want? And Joe's always been very supportive, and this is one moment that sticks out in my mind. He looked at me and he said, well, what have you done to work toward any of those goals? And it was just like one of those moments where you're like, wow, like, he's right. Yeah, light bulb goes off. And I was like, he's right. If I want it, I gotta work for it. So I kid you not, the very next day, I dumped out all the alcohol we had in our room. I know, alcohol abuse, right? But I just wanted to get rid of it. I cleaned out my cabinets, and I went to the store, and I bought all clean foods. And I wasn't a bad eater during the week. I ate like tuna pouches, but I wasn't eating enough. So between a diet that I found in Oxygen magazine and between what Stephanie helped me with, we put together a plan. And for 6 weeks I followed it, and I started to get really good results. I started lifting weights, I started doing a little bit less cardio, and then I ended my semester and I went home. So I get home and I joined Ballet Total Fitness in Broadview Heights. And I'm going there and I'm on a mission, you know, I'm like, I'm doing this. It's been 6 weeks, I'm starting to see results, I'm feeling good, I'm doing a show. I have no clue anything about the NPC or shows, but I'm doing a show. I don't know when it is, but I'm gonna do it. So this very buff gentleman walks up to me one day and he's like, hey man, you got some really nice looking squats. And I was like, oh, creepy. I'm like, okay, thanks, cool. Well, I didn't know this at the time, but he was actually the manager of the personal trainers. His name is Matt Kimmich, and Matt Kimmich actually became my coach and mentor for my first show.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yes, so we sat down.
Good job, Matt.
Yes,
Man.
So we sat down with Matt, my husband, and I was so excited. And then I heard how much it was gonna cost. It's expensive. Contest prep is very expensive. You have to pay for training, the meal plan, the food.
All that.
And I almost felt like my heart sank, like, oh my gosh, like we're both full-time students. You know, we're working part-time. Like I come from a low-income family. There's no way I could like ask anyone to help me. And Joe literally like pulled out our credit card that we had just paid off. And he literally he looks at me, and I swear to God, he takes my hand and he looks at me and he goes, I believe in you. And he puts the credit card down, $1,200. And I was like,
man,
I know.
I'm like, Joe, man.
I know.
Go, Joe.
I tear up like every time I talk about it. It's like,
oh man.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
It's because of Joe that I got into it. So
Joe is the man.
Let's fast forward. So Matt gets me in the best shape of my life for that show. And in 19 weeks, I ended up losing 30 pounds. I went from a size 11 to a size 2. I stepped on stage at Dave Lieberman's Natural Northern show, and I took first place in my first ever bikini competition.
Ooh,
it was one of the happiest moments of my life. And I remember standing there with this 6-foot trophy, and I said to myself, this has changed my life. I have to share this with other people. Like this moment, if I never would have done this, I still would have been drinking and doing all this cardio and not only did I look amazing, but I learned self-discipline, I learned self-confidence, I learned patience, I learned work ethic, I learned how to support each other. I mean, contest prep takes a lot out of you, and it takes 100% dedication. So that is how my fitness journey got started.
Y'all see what fitness did, right? Fitness helped her. It didn't just get her in shape. Like that's just a bonus. Fitness helped her mentally. It helped her with self-discipline. It helped her with what did you say? Confidence. Like fitness did so much, man. And the big thing that I really love about what you were saying is the fact that her husband, like how he supported her. Like if you out there, if you have a significant other that is like into fitness, like that's strongly into fitness, and you're not, or maybe you not as much, you know, but you holding them back and you like, I don't want to curse, but you're bitching to them all the time about them going to the gym all the time and not spending enough time with you all. Look, man, why don't you support them? This guy took the credit card that they just paid off, right? Credit card that they just paid off, and said, here, if you're serious about this, here, pay for her prep, for her to get herself together. And now look at the reward. Like, look at it, man. Come on now. So you people, man, get off of your significant other's back if they are trying to work out and get themselves in shape and get healthy. Get off of their back, or I'm gonna find you. And y'all know I'm a black belt. Alright, so I love freaking talking. I'm sorry. Let's get to the next question. You were about to go there, which you said you wanted to share this with other people, man, and that's powerful too, man. But I want to continue on. So let's talk about Let's talk about your training. Like, what does your training consist of? Like, what do you like? How do you train your people? Like, what do you offer? Let's get into all of that.
Let's get into it. Okay.
Right.
So when I finished my show shortly after, I told Matt, my coach, I said, you know, I really think I want to get certified as a personal trainer. And he told me, well, we're doing a 60-day apprenticeship for new trainers, come on. And I was like, oh no, like I couldn't, you know. And he was like, no, like seriously, like you totally could do it. So I did a 60-day apprenticeship. I got certified as a trainer at Valley Total Fitness. Wow. And once I started training clients is when I knew that was what I was meant to do.
Right.
Like, I struggled so much to pick my major in undergrad. I was at OU for 6 years, not because I struggled in school, but because I struggled to figure out what I was meant to do. What is my purpose? What is my gift I have to give to other people?
Exactly.
And just in the conversations with people, and each client is so unique. Mm-hmm. And just helping people reach their goals in that moment when whether their goal is to lose weight or put on muscle, that moment that they come to me excited and they're like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 this happened, or so-and-so said this, or I can now wear this, or I feel so good about this, like my heart is just exploding, like with happiness when that happens.
Right.
So that's how I got into the training. My background as far as training, because I am a bodybuilder, I focus mostly on lifting weights, and I will give some cardio homework, I like to call it, that my clients do on their own. So when you come into a Jazzy session.
Tell them how the Jazzy session go.
First, we'll kind of talk about your goals, and the first session is me learning your body and getting to know you.
Right.
None of my clients are trained the exact same way. Even if you come work out with a friend, I alter the session to challenge each person and play to that person's strengths and weaknesses. Okay. So the beginning of my session, I always have my clients warm up to make sure, especially during the wintertime, to make sure the blood's flowing.
Right.
I do a lot of high volume, high rep supersets. So I believe in putting muscle on the clients, even if their goal is to lose weight.
Exactly.
For every pound of muscle, you burn an extra 50 calories at rest. So we always tell women, especially the ones that are like, oh, I'm afraid to lift weights, I don't want to get too bulky. If you put on 10 pounds of muscle, you're burning an extra 500 calories a day at rest. That's a pound a week. 3,500 calories is a pound a week. And everyone knows that the composition of fat, a pound of fat and a pound of muscle is different.
Oh yeah, fat looks way bigger and worse.
And muscle protects against the 3 top injuries: knee, lower back, rotator cuff. It also holds your body in place, helps clothes fit better. I mean, there's so many benefits to putting on muscle, even if it's just 10 pounds.
Exactly.
And then the end of my sessions, I do, which is everyone's favorite, I do stretching, foam rolling, and I do massage to break up the lactic acid in the arms, the hands, the back.
So they get a massage?
Some of it, yeah.
Oh, man.
I do hand massage. I'm famous for it. My friends know, they love it. So,
oh, man.
And also a lot of it is just listening to the client, hearing what they have to say. Most of my clients, we either became friends before, and if we weren't friends before, we're friends now. I have a very close relationship and have a very low turnover rate. My clients stay with me for years. I have some clients that have been with me a year and a half. My new clients, they keep their times, and they're very, I mean, really they're the ones that are doing the work. I just show up and have fun. I get to play with my toys, but I use bands, I use weights, I do, during the summer, we meet at the track and we do track workouts. My goal this summer is to do some beach workouts with my clients, so just lots of fun things with fun toys.
I guess so. Y'all better get where. Don't worry, we're gonna have her information for y'all, because I know y'all like, no, just tell us how to get in touch with her. Nope, you gotta wait till the end of the interview.
And one more thing, sorry, I just started doing nutritional consultation online.
Word?
Yes, so the name of my company is Jazzy Fitness.
Okay.
I just started it, and I'm launching a website, jazzyfitnessexo.com, and that should be launching at the end of the year. And the reason why I'm so in love with your company is because we share a same goal.
Oh yeah.
So the goal of my website is to help motivate others. Proceeds from my website go to charity. Not all proceeds, a portion of the proceeds will go to charity.
That's
and
awesome.
I did do a charity at Vitamin Shop in November for the Vitamin Angels, and they support nutrition and supplementation for children in need. So I skipped ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're straight, I got it.
So on my website, I will be posting charity events. I also am going to provide the nutritional consultation if anyone's interested.
That's
and
awesome.
Then also I want to do interviews kind of like you do, where I interview athletes that have motivational stories. All different kinds of athletes from different backgrounds. Maybe I'll get to interview you.
Maybe. I know they waiting on that. He'll never interview.
And also because I am a fitness model, I'm very much into diversity and body art and supporting individuality. And I believe in presenting the female art form in various ways. So
you're a fitness model, really?
I am.
I can't tell.
Oh, geez, stop. He's making me turn bright red on him, actually. But I love creating art, and I love doing things that are a little bit outside of the box and a little bit edgy. So look for that coming up this year.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all look. I'm gonna be looking for that, man. This girl is awesome, man. More than meets the eye, definitely. That was corny as heck. So what? Y'all gotta listen to it anyway. All right, let's get back to the some of the competition. You said you did the Dave Lieberman. That I know you've done more. Can you tell us about some of the other ones that you did and everything?
So I competed in the bikini division for 4 years. I have done Dave Lieberman's show 3 times. It's my favorite show. It's actually going to be at a new venue downtown. I believe the Cleveland Theater downtown. Is that correct? Cleveland Public Auditorium downtown. In the past it's been at Lakewood and now it's at a brand new venue and I'm super excited.
Right.
You also, if you compete in Dave's show, you get this really cool goodie bag filled with all these supplements, protein bars, and you get a t-shirt. Like I'm like all about Dave Lieberman's show.
Me too.
I know, right?
A bag of supplements are coming.
This show is special to me because it was the first one I did. I also competed in North Americans, which is a national level show, and
that's
it was
a big one, right?
Yes, and I looking back, it was a really good experience, but at that time, it was a wake-up call. Like, whoa, I am not ready for my pro card yet. But that got me really thinking. Like, I really want this, and I saw some of the best bodies on stage and some of the best physiques, and it just really inspired me. And part of what changed my journey was doing that show. And I decided after doing bikini for 4 years that I would like to put on a little bit more muscle.
Right.
So
But it worked. Yeah, you definitely.
We're getting there.
Somebody give me a robe because I'm looking bad over here. Please.
No, it's you versus you, man.
Right.
So I hired IFBB Pro Big Mike Eli out of World's Gym, and for the past 56 weeks I have been on his plan. And since I started his plan, I put on a significant amount of muscle, and I'm actually getting ready to compete in my first figure show in 7 weeks from today.
Game time. Fit to
Yes.
Inspire will be. Where is it at?
It's in Michigan, so it's March 20th in Michigan. It's the Powerhouse Classic. And then the second show that I'm looking at is the Julie Palmer Classic, which is in Ohio, so maybe I'll see you there.
Actually, I just got word from my partner that we going to the one in Michigan too. I ain't
So
know this,
exciting.
but obviously I'm gonna be there.
I'm so excited. That's great. All right. So this is my first time doing figure, and each contest prep I learned something a little bit different.
Right.
And I think the thing that changed me for this prep was in the past, I did a show, I got in great shape, then I gained the weight back. Then I did a show, I got in great shape, and then I gained the weight
That's
back.
what the bodybuilders be doing. Like they
Yes.
have that off season and they be looking like, you know,
Yes.
and then they cut down. Like that's one thing I never liked about it. So yeah, you about to say how you didn't have to do it. Yeah, go ahead.
So my first conversation with Mike, he basically told me that he believes in me and he knows that I can do this, and that felt really good to hear from someone as respected as him.
Right, yeah,
Then
yeah.
he told me there is no off season when you have a dream.
Right.
You have an improvement season and a contest season.
That's what's up,
And
man.
I always
Go, Mike.
I always had quit drinking for contest prep because it's short term.
Right.
But this time, December 23rd, 2014, I completely quit drinking and I haven't had a drink since. That moment is when
awesome.
I started to see the most results. And I have been following Mike's plan with excellent fidelity for the past 56 weeks. And the lesson that I have learned this prep is that I can't compare my results to anyone else's.
Right.
At World's Gym, there are professional bodybuilders
Right.
all over the place. So of course I'm looking and saying, oh my gosh, I want to look like her, oh my gosh, look at him. But what I had to tell myself was this is my first show and I'm gonna look in the mirror every morning and I'm gonna hold myself accountable and I say, I'm gonna do my personal best so that I can get in the best shape for my first show.
So you model, but bodybuilder, like, so I want to ask, what's the difference between the like competition prep, like a prep for like being for a model, you got a model gig coming up, and like just your regular diet, since you figured out how to, you know, stay lean through the whole year, you know, how does that work?
That's the goal. So let's start with the regular diet.
Right.
So usually the goal of improvement season is different for everyone. So when I first started with Mike, my main goal was to build as much muscle as possible and very slowly lose fat while repairing my damaged metabolism.
Okay.
So the way that we did that was he started my caloric intake high and my cardio where it was at, and then we slowly brought down the cardio and then slowly increased the carbs, and that builds up the metabolism and starts to teach your body how to burn through that food. And the more muscle you put on, as I mentioned earlier, the more you're going to burn through that food.
Okay, so you started off with high cardio, and
low food, because that's what I was used to, and then we brought it.
So brought the cardio up, made the cardio smaller, and made the food
more.
Wow, so that increases your metabolism.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
Yes,
Right,
and it did take a very long time, like I said, 56 weeks. And there were moments where I wanted to sneak in extra cardio. There were moments when I didn't feel like I could eat all the food, but I really stuck to Mike's plan and trusted the process, and I got great results. Now, in that 56 weeks, I started at 166. Then my weight went to 156, and today I am 152, and I'm 7 weeks out from my show.
Right.
So as you can see, the scale is not an accurate way to gauge progress.
Right.
But let me rewind. So basically, for an improvement season, if you're trying to build muscle, it's just going to be a little less cardio, and your fats and your carbs are probably going to be higher. Always high protein because we're trying to build muscle.
Right.
Now, photo shoot, like a model gig, and contest prep is pretty similar.
Okay.
So your goal for that, you're going to manipulate the fats and the carbs. Now, Mike does that all for me, so I'm really lucky. I just do what Mike says.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we increase the cardio slightly, and then the last week before the shoot, there's some water manipulation, some salt manipulation. But really, I've given myself over to this lifestyle 100%. And my diet is pretty consistent. Oh, and the best part, I didn't even tell you, I get one cheat meal every week. When I did bikini contest prep, I think I only got 2 cheat meals in 19 weeks. Every week.
Oh God, I would have died.
Yeah, every week. Every week I get a delicious cheat meal, anything I want, and that serves the purpose of mentally. It helps you not cheat on your diet, and it also helps you realize that there's not good foods and bad foods. There's just foods, and food is not the enemy. It's just food, and you can have a burger and fries. You can eat a candy bar.
You definitely can.
And you can still be in shape.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, he's living proof of that. No, I heard about him eating dozen donuts or something.
Dozen donuts. See, I have a cheat day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not a meal, like I have a cheat day.
Well, my goal is to be able to stay lean. So after I do this show is the real test, because the hardest time is right after the competition. You get up on stage, you're nice and lean, you're beautiful, but then you're gonna put a little bit of weight on. I mean, you lose some water weight the week right before the show, so that comes back. And then your body, it almost just seems like it's like a sponge, and you're so hungry. So since this is my first figure show, I'm hoping that I can, go in ready. Mike's gonna have a proper reverse diet ready for me to go, so we can slowly start to add the foods back in. And my goal for this next improvement season is to focus on my gymnastics, because
I've been seeing you doing gymnastics.
Focus on. So I'll talk about that in a second.
Not to say gymnast, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not a gymnast. I just do tumbling. But I'll actually talk about that next. So let's put a peg in that and come back. So it's to focus on my gymnastics, my performance, my strength, and then I really just want to put on muscle. So I'm probably going to take another year to build and focus on training before I step on stage again.
That's okay.
And that's just going to be depending on how I respond.
Okay, so let's get to your job. Like, what job is this? But
I'm kidding.
Your other job.
Darn it.
Psychology. Okay, like 2 questions on that. Why did you choose psychology? And I know it's probably about to make me sound like an idiot, but hey, I want to know because I don't know. What's the difference between psychology and psychiatry?
Okay.
I don't know.
So, in undergrad, as I said before, I really struggled to pick a major. I took so many classes. I was a nutrition major, a dance major, a business major. I actually went in to become a preschool teacher, which did not work out very well. So, but I knew that I was passionate about education. As I said before, I grew up in a low-income household, and I learned that education literally is the way out of poverty.
Absolutely.
It is 100% the way to take yourself out of poverty. So that's actually the reason that I went to college. I was the first person in my family to go to college and obtain a degree, and I also went on to get my master's plus 30. So I'm a licensed psychologist, a school psychologist actually. And the reason I chose to work as a school psychologist is because, number one, I'm fascinated by the human mind. I was always watching people, even when I'm in the gym, I'm watching people to see what they're doing, see how they're going to react in certain situations. I just find it fascinating. The classes were fun and came easy to me. And then as far as working in the schools, I wanted to feel like I made a difference. So I actually work in the inner city in Cleveland. And that
my
is
neck of the woods.
Right.
The dark depths of the ghetto.
So that is by choice. And I wanted to work in a district that had the highest proportion of at-risk youth, because I felt that's where I was needed the most. And let me tell you, it has not been easy. My first year as a psychologist, I faced a lot of challenges. What we learn in school isn't necessarily what goes on in real life.
Right.
And this is my second year as a psychologist, and I'm finally feeling like I'm starting to make a difference. I'm getting a little bit more quicker, so I perform what's called psychometric testing. Okay. So I do IQ testing and academic testing, and I write legal documents called ETRs.
I think I failed both of those.
You wouldn't. We'll do one later when we're eating donuts.
Yeah. Sweet. Oh yeah, I do anything eating donuts.
Oh, yeah, yes, that's positive reinforcement. See,
right.
you know about it.
Oh, she got me. Already psychology got me.
So that's why I became a psychologist. And the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist goes to med school, and they're allowed to prescribe medication. There's a lot of other differences, but that's the main difference.
All right.
So I am loving my job, and I work full time at a school. I get my summers off, which is really nice. My husband Joe also works in the inner city as a teacher. He teaches reading recovery. So
I mean, y'all two awesome. Y'all building, man. Y'all really fit to inspire in a lot of different ways, man. That's awesome, man. We got to get Joe in front of this camera one of these days, man. He got a lot to say, man. He got a lot to say, Joe, man. You got a lot going on, man. Where was I at, man, with this? Right. So I was gonna ask you, psychiatry is the one where the people on the couch.
Lay on the couch, yeah.
And they talking, so that's not what you do.
No.
Okay, all right.
No, my purpose in the district is to provide support for our children that have learning disabilities, or if a child has a bad day, they can come to me. They can come to Miss Fisher, and they can have a treat and sit down and talk about what's going on and unwind. So I've done yoga with the kids too. I do a lot of relaxation, de-escalation. So
hey, I need to send my son there. You take kids that are 20 months.
Oh my goodness.
He's sitting and talk. That means daddy's.
And I'll say, how does that make you feel?
Right. that means daddy's getting on my nerves. All right, so we about to wrap this up. Yes, I don't want to wrap it up. I want to hear more what she got to say. But hey, people have work schedules, time, and all that crap. So, but before we go, I want to know what you got going on, like your business goals, you know what I'm saying? And touch on that gymnastics stuff, like what do you plan to do with that and everything? Great. And give the people ways to reach you so they can contact you for some training and so they can learn how to be awesome and wicked like you.
So the reason that I'm taking gymnastics is because I have a new goal, and my goal is to one day compete in the fitness division. So right now I'm competing in the figure division, but I would like to compete in the fitness division. So the fitness division does a posing round and has a similar look to figure, but in addition, there's a performance round that's choreographed to 2 minutes of music. If anyone has a chance to look it up, Oksana Granchini is amazing. You can look her up on YouTube. She's awesome. She's our Olympic champion.
Oksana Granchini, what you say?
Granchini, yeah. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. She's awesome.
Okay.
And basically it's a 2-minute routine, and it showcases strength, flexibility, and a lot of the girls do gymnastics.
Right.
Now, I started taking gymnastics with no experience at 28 years old. Someone I went to high school with, Greg Skupski, is an awesome gymnastics coach at Gymnastic World. World's Gym is Mike Eli.
Right.
Gymnastic World.
Yeah.
I'm in all these different worlds.
Right, a lot of different worlds. I'm in a lot of worlds too, and boxes. Like I'm in a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
I gotta think outside of,
There you go. So at Gymnastic World, I work one-on-one with Greg Skupski, and we've been working together about a year, and I can't believe it. When I started, I couldn't even do a backflip on a trampoline because I was so scared. And he has taught me literally everything I know, and now I can do a round-off back handspring, a standing back handspring, standing back tuck, an L seat hold, and an aerial. But not ready for stage yet. I'm thinking I need at least another year to work on choreography and tumbling. So for now, I'm going to be competing in the figure division, but hopefully by 2017, I will be ready to step on stage and give you guys a banging fitness performance.
At the rate you're going, you definitely will be.
So as far as my business is Jazzy Fitness XO, and I'm going to have my website jazzyfitnessxo.com launching at the end of the year. You can find me on Facebook at Jazzy Marie. And you can also reach me on Instagram at Jazzy Fitness XO. And then just to kind of sum up, I just want to thank you, so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The reason I wanted to do this interview is because I know that we share the same passion. We want to help motivate people. We want to help share our love and passion for fitness. And then I also kind of want to just thank everyone that's been here to support me, including you. I have an awesome group of friends. I have a little group of teammates that really have helped me through a lot. And then I have a couple bodybuilder friends, Katie and Elise and Katie Francis. That
Elise?
Yeah, Elise Golub, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a beast.
I know. So they've been by my side this whole time and working with me. We've kind of bonded over prep, but we've been in each other's weddings and stuff. So that's really great. And then my family's been really supportive. And Joe, since I work 2 jobs, I work during the day and then I come home and I train at night. Joe makes sure that he takes care of the housework, the bills. He gets me to all my practices.
Joe is the man.
I know, really. Joe should be the one.
You guys seriously can learn a lot from Joe. Like, I mean, come on, man. Joe is the man.
And I feel like so humbled and blessed to work with Big Mike. I feel so humbled and blessed to have the opportunity to interview with you, and I hope that I get to meet some of you because I want to share everything that I've learned with all of you. So thank you so much for listening, and this has been Fit to Inspire.
Yes, it has been. Thank you all for tuning in, and you are welcome for me putting that beautiful lady in front of y'all. I did it all myself. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. You can check everything out from the website www.fit2inspire.com, and that's FIT, the number 2, the letter N, SPIRE. I'm Roderick Brothers. That was Jazzy Marie.